Howdy everyone, Poultry here with an Age of Magic video, and today's video is going to be episode 2 of Talking to the Community. For those that haven't seen episode 1, we talked about the silver issue in the game, how it's very difficult to get silver, and how there are so many aspects of the game that can offer us silver yet they don't. Playkot have since released a Q&A addressing the silver issue. They haven't given us much details, however they are looking into it and they're going to change some things in the next patch. Hopefully it does become easier to get silver. However, what they're going to do to silver specifically, we do not know. We need to wait until the patch comes out, and then we'll find out how silver has been adjusted and whether or not it's suitable and the community is happy with that. Moving on, however, this episode is going to focus purely on the weekly tournament. Everybody loves the tournament. It's such a fun and engaging part of the game. It comes around once a week. Its time suits everyone. However, Playkot have asked us how this part of the game can be improved, and they are taking suggestions. So that is the focus. We are going to talk about the tournament, and I'm going to discuss some ways I think it can be improved. However, they are looking for suggestions from everyone, and there are some parts of the tournament I do not have solutions to. So if you do have a solution to the issues, please feel free to leave a comment below, and hopefully they see them. I will pass on all the information I can to make this part of the game much more enjoyable. So before I made this video, I participated in the tournament myself. I pinpointed everything I thought that was wrong with the way it's constructed. And for those that didn't understand my sarcasm before, the tournament isn't fun and awesome. It is a shit part of the game and needs a massive rework. And I know some of you probably sitting there right now thinking the tournament isn't that bad. It's quite fun. I enjoy it. I was exactly like you when I started this game. I found the tournament to be very enjoyable. However, it was quick to disappear, that feeling, because the tournament is the same thing every week. So these are the main issues I found in the tournament. Number 1, it is boring. Number 2, there is no diversity. 3, one mistake, you are out. Number 4, there are time restrictions. Number 5, there are teams that people use that have a 1 character as their defense. And number 6, the rewards. Like I said though, I have probably missed something, but let me know if I have so I can pass the information on. So we're going to get straight into it. I've cut each one of these up into different segments and we can talk about them specifically and how they can be improved. Now the first 3 points kind of melt together. You've got it's boring, there's no diversity, 1 mistake, you're out. Now, I understand in any gotcha game you play, the aim of the game is to get the best champions out there. They're going to push you the furthest. They're going to allow you to do the best. However, the way tournament is designed at the moment, you are forced to get these champions and use them, or you can't do well at all. The reason for this, and specifically the healers, is because you cannot lose a champion within the tournament. If you lose a champion, they are out for good. There's no bringing them back. And if it is one of your healers or one of your main damage dealers, like Succubus for example, you are going to be very, very crippled to the point you may not even be able to compete anymore. Now I understand in that mid-range tournament, people are using very different heroes. You've got your dwarves and your kobolds that people are using. And even though that gives you a wider range of champions to use, you're still at the fact that there is no diversity. Those are the teams you need to use to do well at that level. And as you get higher and higher, those teams fall off and you're forced then to move into the healers and the rogues. And again, it's why you see so many teams with 2 to 3 healers, is because they want that security. People want that security of knowing that they have the best chance of keeping their heroes up. If someone dies, they can res them and leave the battle, or res them and continue the battle and finish with all your heroes up, because if you lose one, you are done for. And this is the biggest reason why it's boring, because you're just versing the same teams over and over again. You're either going to come up against a team that's healer heavy, or you're going to come up a team that's rogue heavy, and it's just not fun. It just gets tiresome, and when you're doing it for hours and hours, it becomes a strain, and it's just not fun for anyone. So some solutions I found to possibly get around this is implement a tournament shop in which a player can spend points earned on items like healing kits or resurrection kits. This allows people the freedom to attack teams they wouldn't normally attack. Personally, I never attack a team that has an anti-healer on it because I'm scared to lose my healer. However, If I had the ability to bring a champion back to life at the cost of my tournament points after a battle, I wouldn't be so hesitant to attack those teams, because I know that even if I die, it's not the end of the tournament for me. Now, there probably are other items you can add to this shop, however, I can't think of any that would make things too overpowered for players. Like, obviously, you could probably add some attack potions or defense potions as well that could help people battle teams that they would really struggle against. However, it's not such an overpowered aspect because you are spending those points to get those potions. It's not coming free. It's not giving you a huge advantage. You're spending those points that are gaining you those places and bettering your rewards. So you're adding a layer to the tournament, which consists of resource management. Do you spend those points or do you keep them? It's giving that tournament the depth that players like. It's making them think about what they need to do, and it's making them strategize. And this is a strategy game. If this is something you consider, do not allow these items to be bought with gold. You will straight up destroy the tournament. The aim of changing the tournament is to allow as many people as possible to play in it and participate in it and do well. From that alone, you will earn more money because people will want to expand their rosters to do better. However, people will not want to participate in the tournament if they know they have no chance, because they can't beat people who can pay money and just get to the top of the leaderboards. You will make more money keeping it free as it is now. Another thing you could consider is giving factions a point boost each week. So each week it would change. One week it could be the demons, the next week the kobolds. This is going to encourage people to use champions they wouldn't usually use because it has the chance of getting them a better point score. There are a lot of champions in the game that are good. However, they're shadowed by event heroes that are a better version of themselves. For example, Mirrodin is a really good hero. However, he's a bit shadowed by Rock because Rock essentially does the same thing, except he has a better chance of doing those things. For example, Mirrodin can stun the enemy team, but his stun is at a 30% chance rate, where Rock has a higher chance of stunning, and he's a bit quicker as well, I believe. However, if the Druids had a point boost faction for that week, people would consider using Mirrodin over Rock because it's going to boost them that little bit ahead. It's going to add a lot more diversity to the way tournament is run. The next biggest issue with tournament is time restrictions. Now, what I mean by time restrictions is your location, your job, and your relationships. The way tournament works is it opens up on a Friday and it opens up for 24 hours. However, it doesn't really consider where you are in the world. It has a set time in which it opens for everyone. I'm very fortunate. It opens up at 9 p.m. for me. It allows me to get the attacks out that I need to. However, it might not work that way for other people. It could be opening very early in the morning, very late at night, and it's restricting people straight off the bat, and it forces people to not even really want to participate because they know they can't do the best they can. This goes to say the same with a person's job. Now, the way the tournament works also is when you attack a person, that person goes on cooldown for 8 hours, and you're unable to attack them until your 8-hour cooldown is finished. Now, this allows you to attack a person a max of 3 times, giving you the best chance of getting the most points in the tournament. However, if you work Friday, Saturday, again, this hinders you because it's potentially stopping you from participating in 2 of the 3 rounds. Again, giving you the worst chance of doing well and forcing people to not really want to participate in the tournament. The next part is relationships. Now, I can't stress this enough. It is the number 1 rule in my clan. Never, ever, ever put the game before your relationships. I cannot stress that enough. Do not jeopardize something so precious in your life for a stupid fucking game. Now, I understand as a gamer that if you do love a game, you want to play it as much as possible. You want to do the best in it as possible. And when there is an aspect of the game that is time restricted, it's very hard to balance that part of the game with your personal life. Now, obviously, one of these things working against you is going to cripple you. However, having more than one is really going to set you back. You can't participate in the tournament. And if you're watching this video and if you're still playing the game, you like the game enough that it's an aspect of the game that you still want to play in, but you just can't get around it. And that is because it is only 24 hours. So my suggestion is change the tournament time. At the moment, you have 24 hours one day to compete 3 times at 8-hour intervals. After that, the tournament goes on cooldown for 6 days. That's 6 days you could have content in the game that people are playing. So my suggestion is changing the tournament from 1 day to 72 hours or a 3-day period. This allows you to keep the intervals in which you can attack a player 3 times. However, you can attack the player once per day. This allows a player a 24-hour time frame to work the tournament into their personal lives. This would get rid of the 8-hour cooldown thing because that's stupid. You need to be able to participate in all 3 rounds for you to have a chance of winning the tournament. Instead, you're able to attack a person once per day over a 3-day period, allowing you to work your personal life into the tournament, and that way you can do tournament whenever you want. You can do it when you're lying in bed, you can do it when you're sitting on the toilet, you can do it after dinner if you're watching a show and you're not really that keen, it's just some noise in the background, instead of having to force a player to attack 99 players within a small amount of hours. Allowing a 3-day period is just going to allow more people to play the tournament, and from a business point of view, the more people playing your game, the more money you are going to make, and you're not even being greedy about it. You're just being considerate to people's time zones, people's jobs, and people's personal relationships. Now, the next issue on the list is people using one character as their defense team. Now, for people that don't understand what this is, a person will go into a battle, use one hero, and then leave that battle instantly, so that that character becomes the person's defense team. Now, why this is shit is because this person has already done their attacks, changed their roster, so anyone that now attacks this person can earn a minimal amount of points, because all you're getting as a victory is the points from killing that one hero that is a few hundred points. Now, personally, I do not have an issue with this, and I'll explain why. The tournament is so bland at the moment, there is no room for strategy. There's just really not, and this is, no matter whether you like it or not, is a form of strategy. You're negating people from earning points, giving yourself the best chance of getting to the top. And to be honest, people are forced to do it because that's the only strategy you can really use in the tournament at the moment. The reason people do not like this, though, mainly comes back to the time restriction thing, because they're asleep when tournament starts or they're working, and when they finally get a chance to play the tournament, people that have played it since the beginning have already earned their points and they've changed their champion, and that person that has now entered the tournament doesn't really have a chance of winning at all because they can't earn the most points they possibly can. Now, like I said, I really do not have a solution for this. This is the best I could come up with, and I'm sure there are many people out there that can think of way better solutions for this. But my solutions are: allow players to create a defense team which must consist of 5 characters. Death of a character does not affect its use as a defense hero. So even if you lose your main hero, they're still going to be used in your defense team. And lastly, restriction on character use. Now, what I mean by this, and I really don't want anyone to misinterpret this, is that when you enter your tournament shard, you'll put in a shard similar to your squad's power level. Now, when entering that shard, I think that it should cut you off from using characters that are very low power. So for example, in your tournament shard, if the average power strength of a hero is 8,000, characters of a power level 6,500 or below should be excluded from that tournament. You're forced to use champions of that average power level. Now, that's why I said I don't have a great solution for this, because I've never, ever been for restricting people from using characters they want. But this is literally the only solution I could think of, and I really hope you guys can think of one better, because I know straight up that my solution is shit. The last part of the tournament I think that could use improving is the reward system. I'm just fucking with you. I think the reward system is actually quite balanced. I think it doesn't really need to be changed whatsoever. As a person starting out, I think you would find great value in the arena shards you get from that. There are some good heroes you can get from the arena shop. You have Arik and Shadow and Zart. They are both great heroes, and they both work towards you getting Succubus. But once you get Succubus, those aren't champions you should just throw aside. You can keep working on them, and they will definitely be a good foundation for your team. Shadow negates healing and has a chance of negating healing for 2 characters. Zart, just amazing healer. His healing isn't great, but he can resurrect 2 to 3 champions, or 1 to 3 champions, sorry. He has an evasion ability and a slow ability. He has an amazing toolkit. Or you could play the long game and save your arena shards until the point you can get really good gear for your characters and push you that step further in the game, help you progress a little bit more. And the gold's pretty good as well. It allows you to buy energy refreshers, and energy refreshers is probably one of the best valued things within the game at the moment. So yeah, overall, I don't really feel like there's any need to change the arena rewards. I think it's pretty balanced, pretty good at the moment. And yeah, I can't even think of what you would add to it to make it better. So yeah, that's been my coverage of the tournament issue. It does need to be reworked. No matter what way you argue it, it needs to be reworked because it's a bit of a drag at the moment. Like my last video, however, I do want to promote some clans and help them get some members if possible. The first clan I want to promote is the Forge. It's looking for players around level 55 with a 25k arena squad power. So this is a great foundation clan, currently clearing raid level 1 and making the leap into raid level 2. You need to have Discord and you need to push yourself to get as many portal stones as possible each day. That is the most important thing in clans at the moment, are portal stones. It allows the clan to raid, it allows them to get gear, it allows them to get raid currency and get champion shards. It is super duper important. That's what they want from you if you choose to join this clan. If you are interested, message Nikon Prime in Discord. If you can't get a hold of him, feel free to message me and I will pass you on to the right person. The next clan I want to promote is Requiem. They are looking for people with a squad power of 35,000. They're raid level 2 and they are moving into raid level 3. To be considered for this clan, you need to be reaching 250 VOT and 500 campaign energy for those clan quests. Weekly portal stones, they request 3,500. I think the max is 4,800. So this clan is very free to play. You can do this stuff fairly easily. I think all you're going to be really needing to do is spending your arena gold on energy refreshes every now and then to get those campaign and VOT energy quests done. Portal stones though, very easy to get, 3,500. If you are interested in joining this clan, you can message Ancient Enemy or Firestarter on Discord, or as I said before, message myself if you can't get a hold of these people, and I will pass you on to the correct people. As usual, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions or any ways you think the tournament can be improved, please feel free to leave a comment below. And wherever you are in the world, until next time, take care of yourself.